This is your man Mike Bowens. I'm coming to you live and direct. Listen, I'm coming to you from the subject, put a demand on your gifts. Put a demand on your gifts. There's so many people that I see are so talented, have so much ability that God has endowed them with, but they do not put a demand on their gifts. They constantly do other things that have nothing to do with their gifting. And because of fear, or because of negative self-image or poor self-esteem, or letting other people talk them out of what it is that they feel in their heart they should do, they do not tap into their gifts and they live a subservient life. They're not living the life that God put them here to live. They're living beneath what God put them here to live. You're going to a job every day that you can't stand, but you're looking at, I gotta pay my bills, I gotta pay my rent, or I gotta pay my mortgage, or I gotta pay this, I gotta pay that. And I'm telling you, if you continue to operate that way, you will never reach the potential that God has called you to reach. Because see, it's just like a car, right? A car has a particular engine to go a certain speed. It comes with a manual. It comes with tools inside of it. It comes with gears. It comes with leather, or it comes with a certain interior because it's designed, right, to operate in a certain fashion. Some people have sports cars and they never drive that car the way it should be driven. Or some people have SUVs and they never drive through terrain, weather, right? But it has the capability to do so. It's like you, when you have these talents and these gifts, it's going to require a level of discipline for you to tap into them. See, even when I'm in service, or I'm hearing different messages, or I'm talking to certain people fail to realize that God gives you the talent, but God don't do the work for you. I'm going to say that again. God gives you the talent. He gives you the anointing. He gives you the ability. He'll give you the idea, but he does not do it for you. You have to discipline yourself that you will put the work in with the gift and talent that he's given you. So that means you may have to work a job full-time and work your talent, work your gift part-time. That means you have to do it part-time until it can blow up, till it can get to the point where now it can take care of you. But you got to be able to take a risk. You got to be able to bet on yourself. If you can't bet on yourself, then who can you bet on? Because if you don't hire yourself to work your dream, other people are going to hire you to work their dream. And for some people, you know, if you want to live average, you want to stay that way, okay, there's a lot of good average people. There's a lot of people who's like, you know what, I like doing this. I'm okay with this mic. And I'll say to them, fine, this message is not for you. But for the people out there who know that they're gifted, who know that they're talented, who know that God has endowed them with special abilities, but you're not using it, and it's frustrating you, and it's making you feel upset, and it make you feel like, dang, what am I living for if I'm not operating in my purpose? Then guess what? It's time for you to tap into your purpose. It's time for you to tap into your gifts, right? Taking a self-analysis, take an assessment, and say, okay, what did God put me here to do? Now let's take a self-analysis. What comes easy to me, harder to others, right? What comes easy to me and harder to others? Number two, what would I do for free? What, when you do it, makes the time go by, right? I just love this. I would do it for free, but I happen to be getting paid for it. But I love it so much, I would be doing it for free. Number three, what do you do that makes the time go by? You're doing it and the time just goes by. You look like, man, 5 hours went by already. And I'm not talking about sitting there and watching TV. However, I don't want to minimize that, because you may be a person who loves the plot and the twist in the story. Or you might be the person who loves the imagery. Now, maybe you're a writer, and that's why you love the certain plots and the imagery that you're seeing. You love how it starts from the beginning and it works and twists and turns its way to the end. Maybe you're a person who want to be a screenwriter. Maybe you have a talent to write to write plays and to write stories, right? Maybe you should be writing your own novel, right? Or maybe you're a person who loves the way that the camera goes from one angle to the next and one scene to the next. Maybe you're a photographer. Maybe you're a videographer. Maybe you're a director in the making, right? And you got to put yourself in a position that you say, you know what, I'm going to take some classes to learn these things. Don't just sit around and say, you know, I'm thinking about doing this, I'm thinking about doing that, but you don't take no action, right? We're already mid-year of 2019. Before you know, it's going to be Happy New Year, and it's 2020. And what are you doing to work to put a demand on those gifts? What are you doing to draw it out of yourself? What are you doing to put yourself in a position that God can use you to glorify Himself through the talents and abilities that you have? What are you doing? And now if you're just sitting down every single day and talking about it, the Bible says all talk leads to poverty, but all hard work leads to a profit. You want to put yourself in a position that you're putting hard work on your gift. You're putting hard work on what God put inside you, and you're using it, right? Because your gift is going to make room for you and put you before great men. That's Bible. People look at Tyler Perry and they're like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. He bought the Dream Center. He built this, he built that. But what you don't understand is, how is he doing that? Is he inventing a new Coca-Cola? Is he shooting hoops? No, he can't do any of those things. Is he creating a new Apple or Microsoft? No. He's a writer. He's a director. He knows how to put people in place. And he dreams of these visions and puts it all together, and it entertains millions of people. And because he's entertaining millions of people, they purchase his products. They purchase tickets to see his movies or to watch his television shows every week. They subscribe to the channels that he's putting a product on, and therefore he's entertaining millions of people. And because of that, he profits from it because he's using the talent that's inside of him, using the gift that's inside of him. See, you can never run out of your gift. Ooh, it's inexhaustible. It's inexhaustible. It doesn't run out. So your gift should be able to provide not only for you, but for generations to come. The gift that God put inside you should not just provide for one generation, 2 generations, 3 generations, 4. It should be able to provide up to 6, 7 generations if you operate your giftings properly, right? And understand the legal structures within the society that we live. That's probably a mouthful for somebody, but hopefully somebody understands what I'm saying. Is that your abilities, you have to use them and set them up within the legal confines of society. For example, say you have an ability to organize people, organize a team, and you want to purchase property. Now you begin to buy investment property. And now you have multiple units of property. Now you will have an LLC, right? And now you have maybe a secretary and you have a maintenance man. So now, and then you can have a trust. So now you have these properties, you begin to pay them off one by one. So you have 10 of them. I don't want to give such a big number, but say you have 10 of them. And now you have a trust. Now you're able to pass those properties down to your children, that those properties cannot be sold because you put it in the trust, and now your children can live off the interest. So now you already impacted your bloodline for generations to come, because now it has to go from your children's to your grandkids, to your great-grandkids, because it cannot be sold because it's written within a trust. They just have to live off the interest, right? And a certain amount of money must go to the repairs every so often. You put it in writing. But that all came out of your gifting. That all came out of your talent. That all came out of your vision. And it is inexhaustible because, right, you're putting yourself in a position because you use what God put inside you and you draw it out from the mental, spiritual to the physical realm. And so that's what I really want to emphasize to somebody, is that you got to draw what's inside of you out. Take a risk on yourself and put it out there, right? Number 4 reasons to do a self-analyzation. Number 4, what are you passionate about? What do you wake up in the morning and say, you know what, man, I want to do this? Or during the day, I really want to do this. And when you go to bed, I really want to do this. So that's what you need to be working towards day after day to bring into effect. Now, mind you, I feel like I have to say this because some people don't always have the right mindset. I'm not saying you wake up every morning thinking to rob somebody. That's against God's laws. I'm not saying you wake up every day wanting to hurt somebody. That's against God's laws. But I'm saying things that's within God's laws and you feel passionate about: decorating, building, fashion, creating fashion, buying homes. You read about real estate, you talk about real estate, you eat real estate. It's time for you to get into the game, right? It's time for you to get into it, right? I could go on and on with this subject, and right now I'm just going to stop it because I could go on and on. I just want to encourage somebody out there to put a demand on your gift. This is your man, Mike Bowens. I'm signing off until next time, saying be blessed.